Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to come along and have a bit of a play making some envelopes in a very vintage kind of style. So I've brought along some patterned papers. Obviously you can make these with plain papers. I mean, I just really am partial to, you know, patterned papers. So yeah, I thought we could kind of just have a play with these. Now, most of these are where I've been printing, you know, while I was trying to get them right. Actually, no, that is not true. Just this one, in fact, just this one. So what I'm going to do is to get my first kind of envelope going, I want to just kind of form a square. Now, the easiest way to do this, and we've made these envelopes previously, I think in a mass making. So I'm just going to take that down like that. And that's then my guide for where I cut this. So I'm just going to cut it across here. And that just gives me a square piece of paper in which to form my envelope. Like that. Okay, so this envelope obviously has got butterflies. Now, however I put this, these are going to be upside down, you know, somewhere along the line, if you see what I mean. So it probably doesn't really matter too much, you know, where I kind of go in with my folds, if you see, you know, if you see what I'm saying. But yeah, just kind of something to bear in mind, because you might have some paper that's going to be more you know, upside downy than others, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to fold my envelope in. I've made a terrible job so far. Yeah, not very straight at all. Now I am making these like this, obviously, so it's kind of like inclusive for people who don't have an envelope punch board. Obviously, if you do have an envelope punch board, then, you know, you'll probably find that that's your simplest way to make your envelopes. Yeah, don't follow my lead, because I am not making a very good job. Not making a very good job at all of making these. And to be honest, it's so long since I've made any envelopes. I'm trying to remember what I found was the best method to make them. And I can't remember now, I've got to be truthful, whether I found that actually the best method was to fold your flaps in first, i.e., you know, top and bottom, or whether it was fold the sides. So far, I'm not making a good job at all. So this method, clearly not the best. Okay. But I mean, you know, it doesn't really matter. And to be honest, in some ways, because we're trying to make some vintage kind of envelopes, actually the more kind of folds and creases and what have you that you have, maybe the more authentic your envelope's going to feel. Now, what I'm going to do is just open this back out and then just cut my little notches here out. And again, if you've got an envelope punch board, the punch board will do all of this stuff for you. So, you know, well, it won't do it for you. Obviously, you still have to do it on the punch board. But, you know, what I'm saying is there are guides on the punch board, you know, to do these types of things. But yeah, obviously for anyone who doesn't have them, or doesn't have one, perhaps I should say, you know, then this is just as good. It's, you know, just as quick, just as effective, and yeah, hopefully going to make some really cute little envelopes. So that's my envelope there, and that's obviously my top flap. Now what I want to do, because as you can see, this is one that I have obviously you know, double printed, i.e., you know, it's where kind of I've been trying to get the prints right. So what I want to do in here is cover it with something. So I'm just going to use some book page. So let me just pull some book page in from beside me. Okay, whether this is going to be big enough is another question. Nope, it's not going to be. Right, is this going to be? No. Oh dear. Not going well so far. Right, I've got some, what do you call it? You know, thesaurus page. And yeah, this tends to be slightly bigger pages, my version anyway. I'm not necessarily saying everybody's, but mine is. So yeah, I can definitely then get my page covered by doing that. So I'm just going to literally trim it down a bit on the side. And again, I mean, I'm just judging mine by eye. you know, I don't want to be kind of here measuring and taking, you know, forever kind of doing things like this. So I just like to just do it, you know, as quickly as I possibly can. Now, I might as well just line the entire envelope, if you see what I mean. You know, and that way I don't have to then muck about cutting down. So I'm just going to put my book page in right the way around the entire piece, concentrating quite a bit on the fold, like that. Okay, like that. Okie dokie. And then just pop that down in there. Okay, and then just use my glue spreader just to spread that nicely everywhere. Like that. And then we're going to just fold our pieces in like that. Now this one here, again, if you've got an envelope punch board, there's a little mechanism for, you know, rounding this off. If you're doing it by hand, you know, just round it like that. And then, you know, it looks just as good as with the punch board. Okay. And then we're going to just fold this in and glue it together, kind of assembling it. Oops. Like that, okay. So bring that up and then just glue this down. Now before, no, I'm not going to. I was going to say before we do it, we might want to actually glue, or not glue, sorry, ink up the book page, but actually I'm not going to do that right now. So just like that. Now I have unfortunately put glue here. So yeah, just kind of, because I wasn't sure how high that glue needed to go, but that's fine. If that happens and you do that, just, you know, pop some paper in to catch that glue and, you know, then that's fine. And then we're just going to trim around our envelope flap that we just lined. And again, just want to kind of like make a little rounded edge so it's just not so pointy. You know, that's optional. You don't have to do that. I just think it looks nicer. And to be honest, you know, I mean, real envelopes, they don't have a big pointy edge, do they? So, you know, but yeah, do them, you know, do your style of how you like to do them. So that's our little envelope. Again, just squish that in like that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And obviously it's got that lovely feel now because it's double layered with the book page, which is just, you know, super scrummy. And yeah, really, really nice. So let's do another couple. So we'll just use all of these bits of paper to make them. So again, just wanting to kind of pick which section I really want on here. It's, you know, got plainer sections and pattern sections, if you see what I mean. So I'm going to go in this way just to make my square in which to cut out my, you know, my piece of paper. So again, just then cut that piece of paper along here. Now I should have really done a revisit of my mass making where we made these to remember what way I found was easiest to actually fold the envelopes in. Because yeah, it's really annoying that I actually can't remember, you know, which way I actually found was best, i.e. did I find it best to fold like the top and the bottom flaps, or was it the side flaps that I found best to fold in first? Oh, if only I could remember. Very irritating. Right, okay. Let's just go for it. So again, obviously, you know, I'm going to have things here that are upside down. You know, it probably doesn't really matter too much. So what I might do is try this one, folding my top and my bottom flaps perhaps, and see if we have a bit more luck doing it that way around. So yeah, let's just do it like that. And then bring my side flaps in. So 1 and 2, I can already see this is miles out. Well, maybe it's not as bad as I thought, actually. Yeah, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. think this one needs bringing down slightly. So again, just kind of bring that in like that. Okay. And then just, I think it needs bringing down slightly on that side. Like that. Okay. Oh, not too bad. To be fair, that's not too bad. So yeah, definitely maybe, yeah. That says it all, doesn't it, really? I'm not 100% convinced, but yeah, it would seem that bringing the top and the bottom flap, certainly on that particular envelope, was better. So again, just going to open it back out and then just snip my little notches in like that. Okay, and this one. And then this one here. Oops. And then on this side as well. Oops. And really, it's, you know, it's not worth worrying too much if, you know, you end up with kind of a notch that's slightly bigger. It doesn't matter because, you know, once your pieces are put together, no one's really going to be kind of studying it, sort of picking you up on, oh, that's, you know, that's, I don't know, bigger, you know, than it should be or something. Nobody's really going to kind of notice any of those types of things. So again, just round my little piece here. And that will go there. So you can probably see, I mean, these are actually like really off. But I can just trim that down now. Like that. So as to bring it slightly more in line. I mean, it's still not perfect, as you can see, but it, you know, it's fine. Nobody's going to be studying that envelope to that extent. Okay, so again with this one, now thinking, do I want this? Yeah, I probably want this as the top flap. So I'm going to bring this down here, like that. Bring the bottom flap up, like that. And then bring my side flaps in, oops, like that. Okay. Oh, I think this one's really out. Let's just see. Oh, it's not too bad. So this one maybe needs to come in slightly more on that side. Okay. So again, just kind of squish it down. I'm just using my nails here because, you know, that's just what I'm doing today. So yeah, no rhyme or reason for that, but yeah, just fancied using them. Right, so I mean here, you can probably see I've made a bit of a boo-boo, and yeah, I've not got very much at all leeway to actually be gluing my flap in. So, you know, I don't know what I've done with these today, to be perfectly honest. Like I say, I do have a mass making video making these envelopes where hopefully I made a much better job than I am doing today. So please do check that out. You know, and obviously, like I say, if you've got the envelope punch board anyway, that's fine. You can use that and make some perfect envelopes, not like my shambolic attempts that are going on here today. So, yeah. Oh dear. Right. So that's my pieces. What I'm going to do actually is just bring that flap up slightly more, like that. And that way I've got a lot more here then to actually be able to glue it onto, if you see what I mean. So therefore I'm just going to take that out there, and I just need to then, actually I can probably just get away with, oh no, just a little bit there. Okay, like that. Again, it's a little bit scrappy and messy, you know, that's fine. It doesn't matter at all. And then just again round your envelope flap like that. Okay, right, okay, so that's the basics done. Again, just going to line my envelopes with some book page. I mean, this really is just so they're a bit more durable and thicker. You know, you don't have to do this, and you don't have to use book page. You could use other patterned papers, you know, use whatever you like. Like I say, you might choose to not even do this at all. I'm just doing this because, you know, I'm pretty rubbish and clumsy. And so I am likely to, you know, damage my envelopes if they're too flimsy. But, you know, if you're okay with it kind of being paper, you know, copy paper thickness, then, you know, don't bother doing this bit. I mean, I think this adds to the vintage look, to be honest. But again, you know, you may not think that. So just, yeah, play around and kind of do the thing that you like to do best, and, you know, kind of have it your way that you find easiest. I mean, you might find this a little bit of a faff, kind of lining the envelopes. I know when I started making journals, I really found things like this really tedious and really fiddly, and just, you know, kind of almost like would put me off doing a journal, because it was like, oh, that's, you know, that's a really fiddly part, and oh, that's, you know, that's really fiddly, that's really fiddly. You know, so I can totally get why you would want to skip some of these stages, you know, and that's fine. You don't have to do, you know, everything that other people do. You're just going to end up with different kind of looks. And again, that's fine, isn't it? Because, you know, we all have our own styles. There we go. I mean, I personally just think that actually lining them, it does add to the vintage look. But also it is reinforcing your, you know, your papers, and kind of, yeah, making it thicker and more durable, which, you know, of course is, you know, an added bonus. But equally, I can see how it seems like really tedious to do that. And so, you know, I can totally see why you'd kind of choose to miss this step, you know, altogether. Okay. So then my flap just folds over here, like that. Okay. And again, I'm just using my scissor handles there to just squish my envelope flap down. So that's that one. And then the final one here, we've cut our notches and everything, so that's all good. So we just want to line this again just with some book page. So again, just check kind of, yeah, it's just a little slither that needs to come off the edge. It's like that. Okay. And then just line it with that. Okay. I mean, I also think it's quite nice when you open the envelope and you see the, you know, the print, the book print, you know, or alternatively a pattern paper or something like that, you know. I think that looks really pretty. It kind of makes the outside of the envelope, or the inside of the envelope, sorry, as pretty as then the outside, which, you know, that's really nice, isn't it? Okay, just put in extra glue there. Just a bit of extra here. Okay. I'll just, again, pop that down there. Oops. Like that. Oh, needs to move over slightly. Okay, and then squish that down with my card. Okay. Then we can just assemble the envelope. So again, just the glue around the edge of the, you know, the bottom flap, like that. And again, you know, if you've glued kind of extra like I have, just, you know, tuck some paper in, and then you've, you know, you've stuck it down without sticking it to the envelope itself, if you see what I mean. And then all I'm going to do is obviously trim this up. Again, just round that edge there. Okay. we go. Right. Okay, so that's the basics, or the bases of our envelopes made. So, I mean, they're looking super, super pretty. And again, just going to fold my flap over so that it's ready to go. Right, squish that down. Okay, so at this point, you know, it's up to you really whether you want to coffee dye these or anything like this. You know, of course you could coffee dye these before you, you know, assemble your envelopes. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to bother. It depends on your glue. Personally, I find that my glue actually, you know, it actually is quite happy, weirdly enough, for me to coffee dye after, you know, after I've glued things. So yeah, just kind of, you know, experiment, see what your glue's happy with, what you're happy with, and yeah, do it kind of in your own way. Okay, so I hope everyone's having a good day, maybe doing some crafting. What projects are you all working on at the moment? Are you doing something, you know, for yourself, maybe some art journaling? Are you, you know, making journals? Are you making ephemera? Are you kind of just building up your stash maybe of ephemera? You know, let everyone know in the comments below, because it's always really nice to read what other people are doing, because, you know, if ever then, you know, you have those days where maybe you've kind of lost your mojo a bit and can't really, you know, can't really get motivated to do something. It's really nice to read down the comments and then, you know, get spurred on from, oh, you know, what a fantastic idea that is. So yeah, I'm sure that everybody would really, really love to hear, you know, what you're all up to. So okay, so I mean, already my envelopes are looking, you know, super vintage and gorgeous, aren't they? So, and that was just, you know, a little bit of inking around the edges. Again, just take that over there and then just go around this edge here. Okay, and yep. Okay. That's that one. Oh, I love that one so much. That's just gorgeous, isn't it? And then this one here. So that pink one is my Pink Posies pattern papers. This is my Myrtle Cottage, and the other one is my Papillon green, like revised kit. So yeah, if you're wondering what papers I'm using. Okay. And just go all the way around the edge. So, I mean, again, we're doing this a bit assembly liney, you know, in that we're kind of doing all the stages at the same time, i.e. all the inking, we've done all the cutting, all the, you know, all the sticking. So, yeah, it's made it quite quick and efficient to actually kind of make these. So, what I'd like to do is on the, you know, the back side, is just put my kind of address pieces down. Now, I don't know whether this is going to work or not, but yeah, before the video, I just kind of stamped off a couple of stamps. Now this, I have to say, is looking completely the wrong colour now. I thought perhaps it was going to go, but yeah, I don't think it is, to be honest. Let's just cut it down and see. Because, you know, sometimes things are, you know, better than you think once you actually do cut them out. But yeah, I don't think this is going to be. I mean, it's definitely not the best, is it? It probably could have something better on there. Not necessarily saying that. So I also stamped off this scripty stamp because I thought just possibly that we could get away with using this as, you know, more like an address kind of piece. Again, now looking, I'm not sure that's going to actually work. You know, I think we do need something more address-like, but, you know, again, until you kind of try it, you don't know. Oh, actually, that's quite nice on there, to be honest. It is a little bit on the big side. I mean, I guess I could kind of slice it off here so it's not quite so long. or tool, you know, so it's a bit better kind of shaped. So that looks a bit better, doesn't it? Let's just go round and just rough this up here. And these are just little stamped, you know, stamped pieces that, you know, are stamped for this particular task. Like I say, I mean, I'm not quite so sure about this one now, it's got to be said. So I might not actually use that, but yeah, let's try, let's try this one. So again, obviously I've roughed up the edges. I just want to now grunge this right up by inking all around. Like that. Now this is quite thick, it's got to be said. It's kind of card really, you know, rather than paper. So it maybe is a little bit on the thick side for using really. Perhaps I would have been better off with something a bit thinner, I think. But you know, never mind, we will go for it anyway. And I thought what we could do is actually use some proper vintage stamps. So just going to pull in some of my actual, you know, actual vintage stamps. Ah, these go well, don't they? Yeah, these go really nicely. Yeah, they do go nicely. So yeah, let's glue those down. Okay, I've got that one and that one. Just going to put them kind of like off like that. Okay, yep, I like that. This here, I'm now thinking actually I could put on like a pocket, to be honest. Would work really well, wouldn't it? So yeah, I'm thinking kind of have a top loading pocket, I think, in there. So I'm just going to glue it around on 3 sides. And obviously the reason this lends itself so well is because, like I say, this is more card rather than paper. So, you know, if it were paper, it maybe wouldn't really work quite so brilliantly as a pocket. But because it's kind of card, it's actually just ideal for this. I'm just pulling these in. I know they're not really quite right, but I'm just pulling them in because they were here to the side. And I thought, oh, let's just see what this looks like. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a no, but, you know, sometimes it's worth just trying, isn't it? I'll just cut that out. Okay. Like that. That is kind of pretty, isn't it? But I mean, obviously the ideal place would be probably here. I was going to have wax seals, but to be honest, that does look quite good on there. Which is weird because I wouldn't have necessarily put that actually on that envelope, but it does look actually quite nice on there, doesn't it? So yeah, let's have this here, and then I'm just going to get some pretty lace, I think, so just to edge this off with. And again, you know, you don't need to have it kind of going right the way across or anything, so I'm just going to take down a small amount like that. Oops. Where we could just have, you know, just to the side. So let's just glue that down. Okay. Just wondering if we want one of these pretty blue flower trims. Not sure about that. Thought it was going to look really good, but yeah, maybe it's not quite right. Let's just see whether this looks good anywhere now. No, that's just weird. Yeah, it's not really kind of working for me. But I do have some book plates, which kind of feeling would look good there. It's just making this stand out slightly more as like the address piece, isn't it? Whereas before it was a bit sort of lost on there. And just putting the book plate on, and I'm not even going to put brads on there or anything. I'm just going to put it down, you know, completely as is, like that. It just brings that, you know, makes that stand out slightly, doesn't it? Which is nice. Now, I've also got my bright butterflies, so let me just pull in those and see whether we might like to have a butterfly on here. I've got these green ones, which of course do go quite well. So let's just see whether we might like to have one of those. Okay. So, I mean, to be honest, hopefully this, you know, is showing that, you know, you don't have to have like a postcard stamp or anything like that. I mean, postcard stamps to put like as my address labels, they're probably my favourite thing to use. But hopefully this is kind of showing that actually, if you haven't got something like that, you could, you know, you can improvise by using, like, for instance, this script stamp or something instead. Oops. You know, you don't have to have the, you know, the actual like postcard address type stamp. You know, you can get away with this, to be honest, which, you know, personally I think looks, yeah, just as nice really. So I'm just going to pop this one down here. That just ties that in, doesn't it? Now, do I want that flower? I think the flower looks pretty on there. Let's just go for that. Okay. Yay, like that. And then I think just to finish this off, I'd quite like to put a you know, wax seal on the other side. Now, just before I do that, of course it wouldn't really look like a, you know, an envelope without a postmark stamp. So of course we want to finish this off with a postmark. So, oh, where's my postmark stamp? Oh no, where is that? Just having a quick rummage in my drawer, hoping it's going to leap out at me at any moment. Oh yeah, here it is. I knew it was in there somewhere. It was just a case of rummaging around until I found it. Okay. So we just want to put this across those stamps, like that. Okay, so that's really pretty, isn't it? So that is our first one. Let's put that to one side. I'm going to do the wax seals all together so that I'm not, you know, wasting kind of everybody's time doing them separately. Right, so again, sticking with the, you know, not having to have the right stuff, I'm going to use another stamp. So let's use this one here. And yeah, definitely I'm thinking ivory really, rather than the green. Oh, this is really thick, which is probably, you know, probably a bit too thick, to be honest. Let me just see if I've got something thinner. A little bit thinner. Seems to be one extreme to the other sometimes, doesn't it? You know, you've either got really thick or just really flimsy and, you know, barely kind of any thickness at all. I've got this one, which this isn't too bad. So this is some old scrapbook paper, but actually is going to work fine. So let's just stamp this off. And this has been coffee dyed. I'm using the reverse of it, which would be perfect. So let's just stamp that. And, you know, if I don't have them mounted on a block, which generally I don't, I often just press then with a block. So like that. Okay. And that just generally gives quite a good impression, I find. And actually I've gone to stamp this, but I'm now thinking actually I think I would have preferred the script stamp for the the final one. Still, we will see when it comes to it. So, okay, right, let's go for this. So again, just cut these couple out. Like that. Just going to cut this one out as well, but I'm not sure whether this is the one I want to use. Like I said, I've got this funny feeling that actually I might prefer the script stamp for that lilac-y one. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So, oh, how pretty does that look? Gorgeous. Okay, and we'll just rough the edge. And again, this is completely optional. I mean, I just really like doing this. And yeah, I love that really sort of grungy appearance that it gives. It just, yeah, really looks nice. So that's that. And thinking possibly we will have some lace kind of maybe coming out from here. Maybe out to the side on this one. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Right, so I'm just going to cut that down. Like that. Oops, I think that's upside down now. Oh no, it wasn't. Oh, sometimes it's so hard to tell whether it's up the right way or not. That was just one of those times. Right, now this one is not quite so you know, thick card as the other one, so I'm going to actually just stick this down, you know, in its entirety kind of thing on here. I'm not going to have this as a pocket or anything, so let's just take the whole thing and place it on. And obviously this is going to then help to hold that lace in place. I mean, obviously we did add a bit of glue, but not too much. So like that. And then this, just where I've torn this a little bit too much, just pop that down like that. Okay, and you can obviously do that anywhere where you know, if you're anything like me and you might have torn it slightly too much, you can just go in and obviously, you know, touch it up in one or two places. Okay, and then I'm just going to get some actual vintage stamps. Oh, if only I could see whether that's up the right way or not. I think that is. Not sure it's quite the right colour. It's quite pinky looking compared to the paper. I think this paper I printed on, it was like a photo paper, and I printed it the wrong way round by mistake, which actually is quite an ivory looking background. So, oh, I've bought these are my purple stamps. That's why I can't find one that's the right colour. Although I've just spotted one that might be red. I don't know. Oh, I think that's that one. No, right. Are these brown or red? Sometimes you just can't really tell. Oh, can't see again what that is. Oh well. So yeah, I mean, they're not too bad. Well, that one is too pink. It's what colour are these? Oh no, they're very brown, which is weird because these all look quite brown actually. Now I've got them out, they're not as red as I thought. Oh, that's a nice red one. Oh, that's perfect, isn't it? Right, so let's glue these down. Like that. Like that. Okay. Really nice. And then, again, just wondering whether we should have a butterfly on there at all. Not sure I've got one that's quite the right colour, would you believe? I mean, like I always say, you know, we can have all these billions of different things, but, you know, the chances are we often don't have things that are just quite the right colour, do we? Could use this one, which actually would probably be okay. So let's just cut this out and see. Okay. like that, and like that. Okay. Oh, that's quite pretty, yeah. Wasn't sure whether I was going to like that, but it does look pretty on there. Okay. I'm going to have it over that side, I think. Like that. Yeah, I love that. And again, just going to get my postmark stamp and of course stamp my postmarks on those. Like that. Oh, and you know what else we need on here, don't you? Is we definitely need some bling. So let's just take a bit of bling. Now, do I want the bling? Could have it. Oh, that's quite pretty actually. I was going to have it on the butterfly, but weirdly, it just looks good as just like a row of it, doesn't it? So yeah, let's just do that. Oh, that's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, we didn't put any bling on this one, and I'm now thinking actually maybe this one needs a bit. Hate to leave it out after all, so let's just take that down and see. Wonder if it just needs a 2. Yeah, might just need a little row of 2 actually. So, oops. Okay, just give this a try. Oh, that looks pretty, doesn't it? So, yeah, oops. Oh, come on. Like that. Okay, that looks pretty like that. Okay. And then the final one. So don't forget, we are going to do the, you know, the wax seals and things on the back as well. But yeah, the final one. So the final one is this one here. So again, just going to, you know, rough this up. I'm going to try not to go quite so mad as I have been. Easier said than done, I realise. Right. Now, I'm just wondering whether I could actually ink this. Oh, this is dangerous because look at how dark that is. Oh, dear. Ooh. Right, I'm sure that I'm not the only person who's thinking, oh, my goodness, this can only go one way, really. Which, let's face it, is probably a disaster, isn't it? You know, that's the only way we're headed here. Let's give it a try. Just going to try it on the back first. Not too bad, actually. Just thought it might be quite nice to get a bit of colour onto here. And then I'm just going to go on with this one, which is, you know, pretty blue. I'm hoping it's going to kind of pick up those flowers, you know, that are in the blues as well. So just like that. You know, not too much, but just a little bit. And maybe actually might have to just do then a little tiny bit in this corner as well. Oh dear. Said a tiny bit, now look at it. Now look at it. Well, it looks okay actually. I was really horrified at first and thought, oh, what have I done now? Oh, always doing stuff like that. Right. Yes, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Now, do we want, again, do we want some lace kind of like coming out from here? Do we want some lace kind of maybe in the corner or something? I mean, obviously, I do want lace somewhere. Oh, heaven forbid that I would have none. That would just not be good, would it? Let me just see whether I've got any other lace that I might like to have on this. Just because I'm thinking, well, actually, this has got some pretty colours going on here. You know, is this an opportunity to get some other colours going on? I've got this really titchy little offcut of lace. And we could put that on there. I don't know whether it's really just pointless. I've got this, but it's very bulky, so yeah, that's not ideal. Got this embroidery anglaise. It's probably a bit wide, although it's quite pretty actually. Oh, no, I'm not going to go for that. Right, stick with the plan, stick with the plan. What other lace have I got here? Oh, what's this one? Got that crochet lace, which I really love. Oh, it's very yellow on there, isn't it? Oh dear, can you believe it? I'm struggling to find the right lace anywhere. Yeah, unless I do just now stick with this. Let's just cut this down. Yeah, I'm going to have to just go with this one, I'm afraid. So I'm just going to cut a little bit longer but thinner piece than what I did have from that sort of offcut, because I think it needs, you know, a sort of longer but thinner piece really. So yeah, like that. Right, so let's glue this on first. So pop that down like that. Okay, because I wanted to obviously put this on top. So this one, I'm going to put this as a pocket, even though this is that slightly thinner paper, but I haven't really kind of torn this or damaged it at all. So yeah, I'm going to put this on like that, I think. It's quite nice, doesn't it? Now, what did we think to this? I know it's just like, I mean, why have I even kept this? You're probably kind of wondering. Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. Why? Why would I have kept this? It's, oh, just a mere scrap, isn't it? But, oh, I'm just going to tear it off that header, because that header, I think, is what's making it really creased. Oh, might end up with nothing in a minute. Just no lace left at all. Oops. Oh, come on. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, come on. Oh, got this weird like bit now in it. Oh well. I think that is quite pretty on there. I know it's like really weird, and of course I've kind of like, you know, ruined it further, but yeah, I think it is quite nice. So right, let's just pop that down. Okay, oops, like that. Okay, yeah. Right, yes, that looks pretty, doesn't it? And then, yeah, I've got just the perfect butterfly. Hopefully perfect butterfly. It might not be when I come to use it, but I'm thinking it's perfect. Yeah. This gorgeous kind of mauvey pinky colour. So, yeah, let's just quickly go for this one. Oh, it's such a grey day today. I don't know why it's... you know, such a grey day. It's been really bright and sunny recently. You know, cold, but bright and sunny. And today is just really drab. Okay. Oh, how gorgeous does that look? So let me just pick a couple of stamps that we're going to have with this one. Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's more... about like that. I think this one's too purple. The other one's probably a bit too pink. Oh, what about this one? I know it's the same stamp, but just it was on a slightly different colour envelope back, which I thought might have just made all the difference, but it didn't really appear to. What if I had that? Yeah, that's quite nice, isn't it? Well, perhaps we'll go for that. So they're kind of the same stamp to be, well, they are the same stamp, but one is slightly different colour. I don't know whether they're different editions or whether actually one is just, you know, sometimes they print off and maybe one has come out slightly different colour. I'm not sure. But yeah, they're quite nice stamps. Those. Yeah, right. Liking how that looks. Very pretty. And we're going to put the butterfly down, and then we're going to, of course, put some bling on, because, well, it wouldn't be the same without the bling, would it? So, yeah, let me just put the stamps away. Thought I had a piece of bling there, but I can't now see it. So, right, we'll have to cut a fresh piece. Whoops. So we're going to just have the butterfly. Oh, actually, I like that butterfly there, I think, instead. So, yeah, let's just put that down there. Might even go for a second one. This pink one, probably not quite the right colour, but... And it probably is huge on here. Let's have a look and see. And then we're just going to finish these off with a couple of, yeah, pretty wax vintage kind of seals. And yeah, then they will be done. They feel lovely and vintage, I have to say, because they've got that slightly heavy thing going on, you know, where we lined them with the book page. And that's another reason why I think lining them is quite nice, is because it gives them a sort of heavy feel, which without that, they, you know, they feel okay. But of course, they haven't got that sort of heavy thing going on, which the extra weight of the glue and the book page, it all kind of adds to that and just gives it a bit of a weighty kind of thing going on, which, you know, that feels really nice then, and makes it feel, I don't know whether it makes it feel vintage or just nice, I'm not sure, but yeah, something nice about it anyway. There we go. Oops. Oh, come on. Oh, this just is like weird. It looked like a caterpillar as I was gluing that down, because it came up and the little things looked a bit like legs. It's like, oh no, it's just gone like a caterpillar kind of hanging in midair. Right. Oh, that was that other bit of bling there. So that looks really pretty, doesn't it? The other thing that I nearly forgot was, of course, to put the postage stamp on. Postage mark stamp. Sorry, not postage stamp, obviously. Postage mark stamp. So that's what's making it look like a postage, you know, an actual postage envelope. So on the back, I thought we would just finish them off with some wax seals. That said, I actually think these little circles do look rather pretty, but yeah, I wanted to do the wax seals really. So let's stick with the plan and not deviate. So let me just pull in my wax stuff, all of my waxing stuff. So let's just light the candle. Right. Okay, bring over my spoon and my little seal. Right, I'm going to just put the spoon in there for a moment. Now, I've bought some more wax pellets, which are darker colours. I have used these on another video, but I don't know whether that video will have gone up yet. So just, you know, if it hasn't, yeah, these were from Amazon. Just because I wanted to have some other colours, really. And yeah, I didn't really know that they did so many different colours, to be honest. This was my original set, which, you know, I love equally. And actually, I'm going to use, I think, a blue one for this one. So let's take a couple of the blue pellets and... Oh, do you know what? I'm thinking a couple of blue and then this beautiful, beautiful green colour. How gorgeous is that going to look? Yeah, let's do that. So let's melt those. Yeah, okay, so that's those. Then this one here, whoops, this one here, I'm thinking, do we want to go for just red? Or do we want to go for more kind of pinks? I mean, to be honest, we could go for the green again, really, but, you know, different green, like this green here. I'm just clearing these stamps up while I choose. Just because otherwise my desk looks like a fire hazard, and as I've got the candle there, I always find it slightly nerve-wracking. Or we could mix it up with maybe one of these. Might be nice. Oh yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Yeah. So I'll just put those to one side, just while the wax is melting for that first one. And then the final one, I think let's do, what did we go for on the other side? We've gone for these colours. Oh, this is rather nice. Quite pinky and in keeping with what we've been doing. Ooh, mix it with a purple and maybe one of those. Yeah, let's do that. Right, okay. So yeah, I can't tell you how much I love playing with these wax seals. I mean, I was late to the party, to be honest. I only bought my wax seals recently-ish. You know, in the last, I don't know, maybe 8 months or so. So yeah, I hadn't got them sort of ages ago or anything, you know, and I know lots of people have had them for yonks, so I do feel a little bit like late to the party, but yeah, I really do love them. And although I am late to the party, I'm not sure that they came in all the wonderful colours that they come in now, or whether actually they've been sort of introduced more now, or perhaps I just, you know, wasn't really aware of what they came in. I'm not sure, but yeah, aren't they just beautiful? I absolutely love them. So just giving that a stir around, and it's quite nice, I think, mixing the colours. You know, you get kind of a really nice mix then. Right, now I don't want this actually sealed closed, of course, so I'm going to just put this here where it's like on the end, and if it goes over, of course it doesn't matter because my envelope's open and therefore it's not going to, you know, seal it closed or anything. It's just going to sit there. So that's that one. Right, let's do this one with the purples and the pink. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I was a bit late to the party, and yeah, I wish now that I'd bought them sooner because my goodness, I love them so much. Just spotted this bow, which I'm thinking, oh, perhaps we'll just put that there. Or we could put it here, I suppose. Perhaps I should wait until I've got the wax seal on and then just check how it's going to look best. Or we could have it there. That's quite pretty. Let me just ink this up a bit. Okay. Yeah, let's just have that there, I think. Oops. Yeah, so how about you guys? Have you all, you know, got wax sealing kits? Have you had yours for ages? Have you only just got them? You know, do you love all the different colours? Do you prefer to just kind of stick to maybe like golds and reds and, you know, more traditional kind of colours? Or do you really like, you know, all these weird and wonderful colours that we can get now? Well, they're not weird, but, you know, non-traditional wax seal colours. I can't tell you how much I love them. Really, really gorgeous. Really gorgeous. So, yeah, love them. Right, let's take that up. Oh, that's a very dinky, neat wax seal, isn't it? So, yeah, that's that little vintage envelope. Love it. It's really cute. Again, just kind of, you know, got other things laying about on the desk. So I'm just trying a couple of other things here. That's probably not really the right thing, is it? But I just thought it was worth trying while it was there. So, right. Let's just put that one to one side. I'll just bring this one in now. Okay. Right. Isn't this just the most glorious colour match? Yeah, really, really love it. Could have done with using a different candle because there's not that much wax left in this candle. So, of course, it's taking forever to actually melt, you know, because it's actually kind of miles away from the wax now. Now, I always, you know, when I clean my spoon out, use a wipe, a dry wipe, but I use it really thick layered. I do not use it kind of just, you know, with 1 or 2 layers because my goodness, that wax seal, you know, spoon is red hot. So please, 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 if you, you know, if you kind of clean your spoon out, make sure you've got tons of, you know, layered sort of layers of your thingamajiggery, because it's really going to burn your fingers otherwise. So yeah, I shouldn't really kind of do it, but you know, it's just well, it's become a bit of a habit now probably. But right, just seeing whether I'd like to have a little circle on here at all. No, probably not. Right. Yeah, I'm just looking around seeing, you know, while the wax is melting, whether I've got other things that I could be adding to this. I'll just ink up this bow. Okay, it's definitely getting a cup of tea time, I can tell, because I'm yeah, just rambling on about rubbish now, but that's how I tend to get. As soon as I'm needing a cup of tea, you know, the kids always say, you know, oh dear, mum needs a cup of tea. Oh, quick, someone get her a cup of tea. Because I just start going kind of like crazy, you know. Yeah, just where I'm dying for my cup of tea. So I can tell it's getting to that time, because that's how I'm feeling a little bit in my head. Right, just got this label which just was laying around on the desk, and I just thought, well, let's just try this. Again, I'm just doing this while the wax is melting, so okay. There we go. Just give that a bit of an ink. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I do like that. I mean, maybe not with that huge bow, because maybe that bow is just way too big, but yeah, I do like the label on there, so let's just put the label down. Again, I'm just being super lazy now, just using my hot glue, so just pop that down like that. Okay, right, give this a stir around. Okay. Oh, come on. Let's take it off there. Look at that colour in those wax pellets, you know, the colours that have come out from those wax pellets. Isn't that just so gorgeous? That one's my favourite envelope, I have to say. Yeah, really, really, really love that. Right, okay, so we're going to quickly do this one. Okie dokie. I'm not sure this is the best colours actually now for this envelope, but never mind. Hopefully it will look okay. So pour that wax on. Oh, come on. Seems like there's none in here. Maybe they weren't really melted particularly well enough at all. Oh, well. Right, this is going to be just the worst wax seal on the planet. I don't know why, but yeah, maybe I needed extra pellets. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. If it looks rubbish, again, you know, could probably just tear it off and put it with something else, or you know, could probably do another wax seal over the top. So we'll just see how it looks first. Let's just see. Well, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's a little bit on the puny side, you know. A little bit kind of wimpy, but you know, it looks okay, doesn't it? Seen worse. So, well, actually I haven't seen worse. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, it's okay. So let's see our lovely vintage envelopes that we have made today. So obviously they're gorgeous. They're, you know, they're quite roomy and things, and of course they're lined with that lovely, you know, book page, which makes them seem very vintage and yummy. So these are the three that we did, which, oh, I just absolutely love, love, love them. So yeah, I really hope that you like them, and yeah, have fun if you decide to make some, and yeah, maybe share your pictures on the Facebook group and things, and yeah, hope that you have lots and lots of fun. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks then. Bye.